Yo, what's going on? Y'all gotta excuse me. You know, I may sneeze or, you know, I have to blow my nose while I'm doing this video because, you know, it's allergy season, you know? The pollen is out, you know, this is the South, and pollen in the South is like snow, you know, in the North. We rarely get snow like that in the South, you know? I mean, if we do, specifically in Charlotte, North Carolina, you know, we get it like for one day and then it melts in the same day. So our snow is pollen, and pollen, it kills me, you know, and people are cutting grass, and, you know, it's just, man, the spring and summers in the South is just a beautiful sight to see, you know. So let me get on, you know, on topic. So I kind of understand that you're afraid to relocate. Now, the thing about relocating is this, or moving to another state. The reason why you have fear is because of, you know, you don't want to fail, and I get it. You know, most people are like, you know, not so much strapped for cash, but, you know, most people, if you know, save a certain amount of money and you move here and you fail, you basically, you know, blew your money away. You could have stayed at home, you know what I'm saying? You know, and just kept it safe. And I get it, you know. But the thing of it is, you know, what life is about is taking chances and seizing the moment, you know. And one thing about failure and fear of failing, one thing about that is, as long as you plan, you won't have a problem with, you know, being afraid and having fear and failure. As long as you plan with everything that you do in life, as long as you have a plan, you're good. So this is what I recommend before you even, you know, think about moving or relocating to any state. And maybe Charlotte, and maybe well, city, that is, maybe Charlotte, Jacksonville, Houston, Austin, Dallas, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta. You know, before you even think about it, right, I would say the first thing is this. You would have to decide on whether you want to buy furniture wherever you're at and get a U-Haul and come down here with the furniture, or, which would be a wise choice to me, to buy your furniture and everything that you need, toiletries, etc., when you get here. Why? Because it would be cheaper for you just to, let's say, for example, you have a car, just to drive down here, or if you don't, to take a flight down here. And you don't have to worry about, you know, a moving company or, you know, renting a U-Haul truck and gas and all of that stuff, right? So that's the first thing. You know, I would recommend that you have money to the side to buy, you know, your furniture, such as your bed, your couches, and all of the stuff that you need, right? Forks, knives, spoons, towels, things to decorate the bathroom, you know, curtains and all of that stuff, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, and it's not in this particular order, because what I'm about to mention, all of the things that I'm about to mention, you should have all of them, not just one or two, right? So the second thing is, make sure you have about 3 months worth of rent. So you want to have the deposit plus the 3 months worth of rent. So like, say for example, if you don't have a job, you know what I'm saying, it gives you a month to find a job, and then it gives you another month, the second month, to actually get the rent. And then that third month, you don't touch that. You just pay for that next month. So you always have a month ahead. You'll always be a month ahead. So that's the way that I will work that. The next thing is, you want to definitely put money to the side for utilities. You know, of course, down here in specific Charlotte, North Carolina, we use Duke Energy. You know, so you definitely want to put money down, money to the side for a deposit. You know, as far as your utilities, you know, we pay for water here. I don't know about, you know, where you all are located, if you pay for water. And you definitely want to have, I'd say, about $300 worth of you know, like money as far as dealing with utilities. I would say, you know, put at least be 100 plus on your light bill and then your water bill. 100 plus means that on the books, you know, all in your account, you have $100 plus. So when that month rolls around, and say for example your light bill is $80, you know, you could go ahead and just, you know, it deducts off of what you already have on your account, which you'll have $20 plus on the next month's utility bill. So we got the utilities out of the way, we got the rent out of the way, and we got furniture out of the way. I forgot about another thing too, home insurance. A lot of people require you to have that, regardless of whether you're in an apartment or whether you're renting out a house. Unless you own a house, I mean, that's an option because it's yours. But for the most part, these apartment complexes require you to have home insurance, as well as when you're renting. So you want to definitely put money to the side for that. House insurance is not that much. I mean, I pay, I think it's about $20 a month or something like that. I have to check, but it's not that much. You know, and that's a lookout for you. You know, if your house apartment catches on fire and you have home insurance, you know, that'll cover you in most cases. What's the next thing? I would definitely recommend a car. You know, most people that come down here drive, because in the South, if you're moving to the South, with the exception of the northern states, in the South, it's required that you have a car. You know, even in Atlanta, places like Atlanta, Charlotte, you know, the public transportation system here in Charlotte is not that great. You know, you have a light rail, and that's what it is. It's a light rail. It goes from one end of Charlotte to the next, and that's it. In Atlanta, you have the MARTA, and the MARTA train doesn't go all around Atlanta, and it definitely doesn't go around Metro Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? So you definitely, if you're planning on living in the South, you definitely want a car. For those that don't have one, I'm not gonna say it's difficult. I would just say that, you know, make sure you have a lot of money, because you're gonna need it, because of the fact, like say for example in Charlotte, living in uptown, places like uptown, South End, you don't need a car. You see what I'm saying? The grocery stores within walking distance. There's restaurants and fast food restaurants, and you know, just in that whole area, uptown and South End, you definitely don't need a car. I mean, everything is at your fingertips, at your disposal. But when you venture out, like say for example, Still Creek, Ballantyne, South Park, Huntersville, definitely Huntersville. Definitely, the places that I mentioned, definitely you're gonna need a car. Ballantyne, there's no train that goes out to Ballantyne. There's one bus that goes out to Ballantyne, and it runs a certain amount of hours per day. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't rode the bus in years, but I know when I did ride the bus, they only had the bus going through Ballantyne Monday through Friday. That's it. Still Creek is a little different. They got like, I think 2 or 3 buses that run through here. But for the most part, if you have to take public transportation, you know, and you don't have a car, you don't drive, I mean, they have buses out here, you know what I'm saying, that get you from where you got to go. I definitely know this because I used to take the bus when I was here in Charlotte, as well as I've taken the bus and the MARTA when I was in Atlanta, only a few times because my car had broke down. But for the most part, you do have public transportation in the southern states. But at the same time, if you, let's say for example, if you have somewhere to be at 8 o'clock, you definitely want to leave 2 hours early, because the bus ride is not going to be, you know, the best thing to take. I mean, if you have a car, that's the best thing to do. So yes, you definitely need a car. What's the next thing? Food. Forgot to mention that. Food, you're definitely gonna have to put some money away for food. I mean, I don't know if you're coming down here with your family. I don't know if you're coming down here by yourself. But if it's a family or if it's by yourself, you know, you rolling solo, definitely you need to put some money away for food. So when you get here, you want to definitely buy like dry goods, like beans, lentils, wild rice, black rice, you know, for those that eat white rice. I don't particularly care for canned goods because, you know, of course, there's a bunch of preservatives in the canned goods, and, you know, it's just a whole lot of mess with that. So but if you are into canned goods, you know, stock up on canned goods, you know, things that will last you until you know, really get stable. That's the whole thing about moving somewhere. You definitely want to, as quick as you can, establish some type of stability, you know, especially if you're moving here by yourself. Another thing too is, it just depends on you coming down here and you have family here, you have friends. Let's just assume, for the sake of the conversation, that you have no friends or family and you're just coming down here just by yourself, solo, right? I would say this. If you, let's say definitely if you're single, you're gonna wind up dating. I would tell you to totally depend on yourself. Never be depending on someone else, regardless of whether that's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whatever. You definitely want to be self-sufficient, because let's just say, for example, you know, you wind up dating this guy, you wind up dating this girl, and you feeling that person, and you thinking, yo, this person's gonna be around, and this and that and so forth. The person winds up moving in with you, or the person helps pay your bills or whatever, and then you break up with the person, or the person breaks up with you. Then what happens? Oh, I know what happens. That income, that second income that you were depending on, you no longer have. So now you're ass out, and you got to fend for yourself, and that is like grounds of destruction. You understand? That sounds like, to me, when you do that, you're gonna get evicted from your apartment or your house, or you're gonna miss a car payment. They're gonna wind up coming to get your car. I mean, you definitely want to depend on yourself. You definitely want to be self-sufficient in this particular situation, which leads me to the next, which is relevant in this conversation. Don't be quick to get, because I see in the comment section, you know, of the videos that I do about Charlotte, don't be quick to get in a relationship. You understand? You gotta establish yourself first. Nobody wants to be around a person that can't pay their bills. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hang around a person that's like that, because every time we go out, it's not a problem with me paying every now and then, or we switching back and forth. But every time we go out, I gotta pay for you and me? That don't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So nobody, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but nobody wants to be around somebody that's broke. You know, get your shit together first, and then date. You know, a lot of times, and I'm not gonna say who, but I'm just gonna say a lot of times, people always require you to have certain things, but then on the other end, that person doesn't have it, and that doesn't make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? If I'm gonna bring to the table good credit, you know, a decent amount in a bank account, and I can take care of my bills and do what I have to do with or without you, then it should be the same thing on the other end. You understand? So definitely, when it comes to relationships, you definitely want to put a halt to that until you get your shit right. You know, it's just the truth, man. Like, and the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because I made a whole lot of mistakes myself. And what you do is you learn from your mistakes, and then once you learn from your mistakes, you teach others on how not to make the same mistakes that you made. You see what I'm saying? And I made, man, I was the king of mistakes. You know, I've lived in 4 different cities. I've lived in 30 different apartments and houses in combination and combined. And I can tell you, like, right now is like I'll say it's the most stable I've ever been in life, and I'm never trying to mess that up. You see what I'm saying? And you know, eventually I plan on moving away from Charlotte and moving to another place, but not until I get my finances right. Not until with all that I just told you, not until I get that. Once I get 3 months rent, you know, money for food, utilities, etc., then I'll move. Other than that, man, it's 2021. You make a mistake and you're done. You know, eviction, I've had them. I've had 2 on my credit. And I can tell you, it takes 7 years. And anybody can tell you that they can get off evictions off, they crazy. You know, tell them that they need to go see, they need to go to Butner. I don't know if you're familiar with Butner, but Butner in North Carolina is where the crazy house is at. Because nobody can't get no eviction off for no credit. You can't do it. I've tried it many times. So I had to wait 7 years. I've also had my license revoked while in the process of waiting for the 7 years of those evictions coming off of my credit. And another thing too is you can't pay off an eviction. Just because you pay your debt, it's still up there for 7 years. You understand? So it's definitely cheaper to keep your credit intact. So just imagine being in a situation where you're evicted, you have nowhere to go. So now you have to depend on people to co-sign, not co-sign, but sign for you for an apartment, or you got to go back home and live with your moms. Or you got to date some chick and live with her that you don't even like. And then also you got to depend on people picking you up and dropping you off when you go to work because your license is revoked. Or you have to take public transportation. Yo, those years that I went through that, it was very, it's undescribable. It was a humiliating moment in my life that I never want to relive. And this is the reason why I urge people to stay on their credit. One more thing before I get you all out of here. Credit cards. Do not misuse them. But you definitely want to get some credit cards because that is, excuse me, two more things. So the first thing is credit cards. You definitely want to get some. So therefore, like say for example, if you're working and or you're not working or something like that, and you need to immediately pay a bill, but like you're getting some type of income in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I would say pay the bill with the credit card, and then after that, the 2 or 3 weeks, you get your money or whatever however you got it, you could pay off the credit card, or you could pay the monthly, whatever they asking, for that month. So if they say $30, you pay $30 for that month, pay $40. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time you're paying back your debt, you're also raising your credit score as well. The second thing, and then after that I'm done, is never depend on your main job as your main source of money. You definitely want to have a second job or a side job. That side job can be anything. It could be something that you, a website that you created and you're selling product up there, or eBay, or you could be doing YouTube and monetizing your channel. You could be a fitness, do fitness and be a fitness trainer. You could do gig apps such as Uber Eats, Postmates, Instacart, Grubhub. You name it. I mean, just make sure you have a side job. So therefore, like things that you want to do, that your main job can't provide, you can use that money, use the side job's money, and that extra income is going to help you out. You may be the type of person that like buying shoes on the weekend, and you might be the type of person that like taking trips. You might be the type of person that likes to go to clubs, or buy clothes or whatever it is. You have that second income coming in. So never depend on, totally 100% depend on, I gotta get gas. Gas prices going up too. So that's another thing. So and I'm gonna leave y'all with that. So definitely have a side job so you could be able to pay whatever your habits are, good or bad. Hopefully it's just good. And the last but not least, you have to really look out for inflation. Inflation is a headbanger. So as you can see, gas is $2.53. I'm in South Carolina, so in Charlotte it's $2.63 probably. It's 10 cents more. So you got to be prepared for inflation. People that smoke cigarettes, food. I mean, inflation is a headbanger. So you definitely want to be prepared. Now, I'm gonna end it, and I definitely gonna end it because I gotta get this gas. But yeah, man, if you do all that I've told you to do, You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't have no fear whatsoever. I understand for some of those that were born and raised wherever you're at, that you do have some type of fear because you've never, let's say for example, if you live in New York and then you plan on moving in Charlotte, you never lived at another place before. But trust me, once you get down here and you get used to things, it's gonna be easy breezy. The hardest part is actually saving and making sure that you have everything in line and planned. But once everything, is situated, you know, I highly recommend that you get your lights and all of that stuff turned on before you even get here. We're living in a day and age where everything is done on the internet, so you can take care of business, you know, on the computer. So I recommend that whatever you can take care of on the internet, you know, as far as your bills and all of that stuff, I would say do it. We have Google now, Google Maps. You can actually look at the areas that you're gonna live in. You know what I'm saying? You can familiarize yourself. Like say for example, Charlotte. I have a tour around Charlotte part 1 through 74. You could go through all of my playlists, and you could definitely get your a vibe of living here. One other thing, I apologize, but one other thing you definitely wanted. I forgot the website, but you definitely want to go to different areas, and they have, I forgot the name of the website, but they have it where you can look up the neighborhoods and see what type of violence, you know, transpired there. If there's any murders, if it's known for drugs or whatever have you. I forgot the name of the website. If anybody knows the website, they got a couple of them. Anybody knows any one of them, put the link up in the comment section so we can help one another out. Other than that, I hope that I helped you all out. Y'all have a good afternoon. My name is Langston2092, and I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. Peace.